Reading from the Japa Reform Notebook by His Holiness Satswarup Das Goswami Maharaj. The ninth offense is to instruct the glories of the holy name to a faithless person. Only one who is pious and austere can appreciate the confidential nature of the holy name Hare Krishna, Radha Krishna. Although we should introduce everyone to the chanting of the Hare Krishna, we should not describe the intimate glories of the Lord to someone who is inimical, because that will just increase his blasphemous attitude. Better that we try to approach innocent persons who are at least a little receptive. Although preaching is meant for the non devotee, we should not preach to the outright atheist who blasphemes the holy name. In our preaching, of course, everyone is faithless, but we should avoid prolonged exposure to blasphemy. What to speak of presenting the intimate glories of the holy name to such a rascal? Prabhupada has quoted the Christian saying, one should not throw pearls before the swine. So, as far as possible, go to those persons who are a little inclined.
It is said there is a big difference in the preaching of a Madhyamadhikari and Uttamadhikari. A Uttamadhikari, like Srila Prabhupada, Lord Nityananda Prabhu also, they may preach to blasphemers also, like Jagai Madai, who may be outrightly offensive, because their Krishna conscious potency is so great that they have the ability to destroy the blasphemous nature of the blasphemers and awaken Krishna consciousness even in their hearts. For example, although we all know Pandita Samadarshana, you don't enter into the jungle and embrace a cheetah or a tiger. You know very well. Although there is soul in the body of that dangerous animal, you can only see the animal in a zoo. You don't go to the forest and play with them. Whereas Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu played with them, chanting and dancing with them, with tigers and deers and elephants and such creatures. In the same manner, Uttamadhikari can sometimes show great anger on atheistic people, and he can also show great mercy on atheistic people. Like, for example, Advaita Acharya Prabhu was saying, if the atheists and blasphemers don't surrender to Krishna, I will take my chakra and destroy all of them. So he's showing great anger. Lord Chaitanya also showed such anger. And they can also show great compassion, like what Nityananda Prabhu showed to Jagai Madai. Whereas Madhyamadhikari is given another prescription. When Madhyamadhikari should selectively show mercy only to innocent and non-blasphemous people who are willing to receive the holy name and the holy message, and they are willing to open their hearts to receiving the mercy. And those who are blasphemers, one should not preach to them for two reasons. One is, if a preacher like us, we hear the blasphemy of the Lord, our faith in the Lord may get disturbed. And our commitment and surrender to the Lord can get polluted. And by associating with blasphemers. And the blasphemer also, having been given the chance to blaspheme the Lord, he prepares way for a ghastly, hellish future for himself. So it is neither good for them nor good for us. On the other hand, our Shastras have prescribed that we should keep a distance from such dveshis. We should do upeksha to them. And from a distance, we should become a well-wisher of them and pray for their deliverance, by which both parties benefit. We benefit by not developing hatred in our heart for them and by praying for them. And they benefit because of our prayer. And that is what our Vaishnavas in Navadvip used to do when they saw Nimai Pandit as a Tarkika Shiromani. And the Ganga, they would see him many times. They were very attracted to him because the Shyam Sundar has become Gaur Sundar now. Naturally, they were attracted to his beautiful moon-like face with curly locks of hair and big bumblebee-like eyes. They were attracted. But some of them would go near, and as soon as they would hear criticism from him, they would block their ears and run away. So that was the situation of Vaishnavas. They were simultaneously attracted to him and repelled from him. Because they were attracted to him because he was Krishna. They were repelled by him because of his speaking criticisms and arguments and nyaya and everything. And something non-Krishna conscious or prajalpa or something. So, the Vaishnavas blocking their ears and running away is actually a good teaching for us, that we should not hear the blasphemies and criticisms of non-devotees, nor should we make an effort to preach to them. Prema Maitri Kripopekshaya Karoti Samadhyamaha. It is said. So Sri Bhaktivedanta Thakur also says, a Madhyamadikari not showing mercy to blasphemers is not considered a flaw in a Madhyamadikari. Rather, it is considered a safety measure both for him and for the non-devotees. So, sometimes in our preaching, if we give some information about Krishna pastimes to a non-devotee, he will use it as a tool to blaspheme about Krishna to the world around. And nowadays in the internet media, they can very easily blaspheme in a bigger way if they hear some finer truths about Krishna's pastimes. So therefore, as devotees, our mood should not be to aggravate the non-devotees by twisting the tail of a sleeping tiger, as we say. Then we can unnecessarily invite trouble. Payampanam bhujanganam kevalam vishavardhanam. If one feeds milk and bananas to a cobra, the cobra will drink that milk and eat the banana and bite you only, and it will kill you. So therefore, one should be very careful in distributing Krishna consciousness to the right type of recipients who deserve it, who will receive it gratefully. Therefore, Prabhupada says the Back to Godhead magazine should be distributed to the thoughtful people who will receive it gratefully. Prabhupada says, we should distribute to whom? Thoughtful people who will receive it gratefully. And that is the way we can avoid the ninth offense. And by avoiding ninth offense, our faith is like a Komal Shraddha is building up now. And we are watering it by hearing and chanting. And we should make it very mazboot, like a big tree which cannot be even shaken up. At that time, one will see the whole world fit for becoming devotees. Harinam Prabhu ki